you responded to Joe Tsai's comment about Kyrie on Twitter. What about that bothered you? And what about Joe Tsai's comment? And then what, if anything, that the league has done has bothered you?
Yeah, his response was alarming to me. I tweeted it out yesterday. He didn't say that the organization was working together to get Kyrie back on the floor. He said that he had more work to do. And our society has more work to do, including Joe Tsai. And it's 2022. It takes 10 minutes of time to see who, these business owners, corporations, et cetera, who they're associated with, who they're doing business with, and who they're affiliated with. And I'm vice president of the union, and it's part of my job to protect our players legally. And to see Phil Knight first come out and condemn, Kyrie, and also see Joe Tsai say he has more work to do, I think it's time for a larger conversation. And Adam came out and said a statement that he doesn't believe Kyrie Irving is anti-Semitic, yet he's still suspended indefinitely. So those are my thoughts.
So what do you think the reaction should be with him if that's not the way to do it? Like what should be the response?
I said this before, I think it's uncharted territory. I think it's no distinction between what somebody says versus what somebody posts. And I guess that's what they're trying to figure out, the terms that the Brooklyn Nets instituted for his return. I voiced, my discomfort. Some of our players, some people in the media voiced some of their discomfort with that. And, we've yet to hear, what is the latest with that situation. It's still an indefinite suspension. He's already missed 5 or 6 games. So, how many games is he going to continue to miss? Is it another situation going on there? Is it a larger situation going on there? Is another conversation that need to be had? We've yet to find out. So I'm staying tuned, and I'm keeping my phone on to just see what is going to come of this situation.
So this question as a part of the executive committee, do you have concerns about the parameters that were set up for his return to play as far as just creating a level of steps of things that have to be fulfilled? And do you think that's something that needs to be addressed in discussions over the next collective bargaining agreement?
Absolutely. I don't think we've ever seen anything like this before in our league. So to say that this is what is needed for somebody to return, we just thought that was excessive. Players thought that was excessive. So I'm not sure if that's going to be something that would be a CBA negotiation point or talking mechanism. I just know that there's sensitivity, on both sides that need to be addressed. And I'm looking forward to the union and the NBA and the Brooklyn Nets coming to a solution in the near future.
And I know that there's been a lot of support for Kyrie's character and things you mentioned, like Adam saying, but obviously it took him a while to be willing to confront the issue that people have with the content he shared and apologize for it. So considering that the way that he handled the situation seemed kind of uncharted, is it reasonable for organizations to try to at least find some sort of way for the player to kind of demonstrate contrition when they feel like the player's not doing it in a way that the public will accept?
I'm sorry, what's your question?
So I guess the question is, was it, even though you have issues with the way that the parameters the Nets set out, is it fair for the Nets to try to create some sort of, way for him to satisfy everybody's need for there to be an apology that they feel is sincere?
I'm not sure how to answer that question. I think you are asking for a need to satisfy the common public, and I'm not sure if that is something that Kyrie is looking to do. I don't think he meant any harm by posting it. Obviously, it came off as insensitive to a lot of people, but Adam came out with a statement. He doesn't believe Kyrie Irving is anti-Semitic. Joe Tsai came out and said a statement that they don't believe he is anti-Semitic. Those were their words. So he's already apologized, formally through his IG post. He said he supports all walks of life, et cetera. But the comment that Joe Tsai made, which I feel like bothered, a lot of people, was like, he has more work to do. Like, what does that mean? Our society has more work to do, including Joe Tsai. So I'm curious to know what that is, what that means, and everybody's tuned in and watching the situation because this is our league. We all are basketball players, but we all are human beings as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing the union and NBA figure out what the next steps are. Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Stay Locked In podcast. If you somehow stumbled upon this video, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and notification button down below for more content. I got a crazy goal of about 10,000 subscribers. If you can help me manifest my goal into reality, I would really appreciate it. With that being said, let's go ahead. Let's get right into this video. Let's go ahead and lock the in. All right? So, boom. All right, let's get right into this video. Jaylen Brown doubles down in support of Kyrie. Shout out to Jaylen Brown, man. Kudos to that man. At this point, I believe he needs to become the president of the NBPA because he's doing as the vice president what the president is not doing, which is standing up for the players and what's right. Shout out to Jaylen Brown, man. He deserves all his flowers and all his praise, man. Shout out to Jaylen Brown for stepping up to the plate and voicing his opinion, especially when he knows Kyrie can't really say anything. Whatever he says right now is going to be in the wrong in the public eye. But shout out to him. He was very cool, calm, collected, very articulate in what he wanted to say. And, you know, he brought up a very, very interesting yet sad point. You know, it's sad that he has to say that, but he said that, you know, we're basketball players, but we're all human beings. That's crazy that he has to say that. That's deep. And he continues to call out Tsai, the owner of the Brooklyn Nets. Tsai has been criticized for his company. He's the owner of a company, Alibaba, and his support of the Muslim genocide that's going on over there in China. This is what he was talking about when he said we can look at these owners or people that own teams and see who they are as businessmen. We all need work to do. The society needs work. You need to do some work too. So because you're an owner of a team, that means you're void of responsibility and accountability. The same way that Kyrie is? Absolutely not. You need to be held accountable for the things that you support and did as well. Why is it that you continue to be able to own a team when Kyrie's not able to play? Why is that? Why is that? You know, you don't have to answer to any of these things. And, you know, I just think it's funny that Kyrie has came out and apologized. He served his 5-game suspension, and it's still not good enough. It's still not good enough. How is it that you can ask for an apology? Let's back up and rewind a little bit. How is it that you can post something on social media, right? Get condemned and blasted and punished and berated by the media and anything else that you could think of with Kyrie for posting something on social media, right? But then turn around and say when he apologizes on social media, also on social media, then turn around and say it's not good enough. He has more work to do. He has to prove and make sure that people know that he's sorry. Really? Come on now. This man apologized. He offered up $500,000, which they rejected, by the way. and then made it a demand later on after they suspended him and gave him his guidelines of what he needs to do to come back? How is it that this man apologizes on social media for, in which he got in all of this mess in, was off of something on social media? I think it's fitting. I posted something on social media and I apologized on social media. He served his 5-game suspension, and now they're saying he has more work to do. They're questioning the sincerity of his apology. Make this make sense, people. Somebody please make this make sense. This don't make no sense whatsoever. And you know what? I hope Kyrie stands his ground, and I hope players like Jaylen Brown continue to support this man and, stand up. And I think it is at this point, we do need to have a larger conversation at this point. Jaylen Brown, we do. He's suspended indefinitely after Adam Silver, who is a Jewish man, by the way, comes out and says he does not believe Kyrie Irving is anti-Semitic. The owner came out with a statement and said he does not believe Kyrie Irving is anti-Semitic. So how is it that he is still being punished and met with this list of demands or guidelines, what he has to do to come back and play basketball? All of this from posting a link to a movie. Let's let that sink in for a little bit. And you know what? We have yet to see on mainstream media them address the author and director of the movie Hebrews to Negroes, which has caused all of this hoopla. They have yet to address him, say his name, or say the movie. Ron Dalton Jr. Why haven't they brought this man up to speak on his behalf? Or come out and state exactly what the movie meant and dispute all of the controversies that are surrounding this movie? Why is it that he has publicly released a statement? And if you haven't seen that, go check out, my past 2 videos. It's all the way at the end, if you would like to see it, for those of you who have not. Why is it that this man has publicly released a statement and it has not sniffed the mainstream media? There was no mention of it. There was no post of it. No video of it. No conversation. No debate on a debate show. How is that possible? All of this controversy, and you have yet to release the statement on the mainstream media. These are just questions that I have. You guys get down in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this whole ordeal. Think about Jaylen Brown, Kyrie Irving, Tsai, Adam Silver. Let me know what you think. I appreciate all you guys for watching. I appreciate all the new subscribers. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all. And with that being said, I hope everybody out there stays focused, stays prosperous, and stays locked in.